The NSA reform just passed by the House and likely to pass the Senate leaves surveillance intact. That's what I'd like to talk about today. The bipartisan, which was very good, passage of legislation to curb the NSA, essentially by imposing through legislation what Obama said he'd do in his last national speech on the subject, still leaves surveillance very much intact and very much further and more intrusive than we should be comfortable with as American citizens. The entire theory of Obama and the House is just ridiculous on this bill. It's that the NSA isn't going to collect any metadata on citizens, but the phone companies will. And the idea is that the NSA would have to ask the phone company for each individual record. The phone company would then send them over, and the NSA could then have them. And this would apply to the metadata that NSA has been collecting, which is who everybody's calling, when they're calling them, and what time of day and from where, not necessarily the tapes of the calls. And theoretically, the traffic cop that's going to stand between the government and the phone companies is the FISA court, which has proven so totally compliant. The FISA court has rejected less than 20 applications out of tens and thousands of applications that they've been given from the NSA. It's just the wrong theory. And removing it one step or two steps or three steps isn't going to solve the problem. What you need is an Office of Public Defender within the NSA, not appointed by the NSA, but appointed, I think, by the intelligence committees of Congress, that would be the statutory opponent or critic of any of the NSA warrants. And its job would be to prepare a defense against the NSA warrants so that the FISA court becomes an adversarial proceeding in which the interests of the public for privacy are safeguarded and there's at least somebody to answer for them. For example, in the debate over Iran's sanctions, Susan Rice asked the NSA to eavesdrop and wiretap and surveil the diplomats of the 4 countries that were swing votes in the Security Council. How is that related to terrorism? How is that a legitimate function of the NSA? There should be somebody in there saying, no, you don't spy on diplomats. You certainly surveil them and wiretap them. That could just destroy our relationship with neutral countries who have done us no harm. Very often they've been collecting data on regular American citizens who are not at all involved in terrorism. And we need to have an adversarial proceeding in the FISA court, just like you do with a search warrant, so that we really can make sure that it's only being given in cases that are particularly important and related to national security. Thanks for watching.